Now, in order to be able to sell your crypto at your own price, there are two ways you can do it. One of them is going over to P2P trading, of course, going to the sell tab and then scrolling through everybody that we have here and looking for somebody's price that you prefer. But by doing it this way, the disadvantage to this is that you are looking at people that have already set their own prices, and then even when you find out somebody who has your price, they might turn out to be a scammer. It might just take a lot of work in order to find the person, because you will have to keep scrolling and scrolling to find the person who matches your price. And another way you can do that, which is what I'm going to be showing you guys in this video, is by placing an ad and becoming like one of these people that we have over here. So by selling your crypto, your advert is going to be on the buy side, and then if you want to buy some crypto but still setting it at your own price, your advert is going to show up on the sell side. So people who want to sell their crypto would come to you, click sell when they see your advert, and then you pay them the amount that you want to pay them. I hope this is clear, guys. If it's not clear, please rewatch this part again, or you can just shoot me a question in the comment section down below and I'll make it clearer for you guys. Alright, so the very first thing you want to do is come over to the top right corner over here, click on that, and then go to advertisement mode, then you confirm. Now you can see that the interface here has already changed. So I'm going to be explaining to you guys a few things over here. So over here we have the home, of course, where everything is as normal. We have the buy and sell. Right next to that we have our orders. Now in orders we have two sections. We have the pending and then we have the completed. The pending is where all your currently ongoing orders are going to show up. So if you're selling crypto to someone and then someone has clicked on your adverts and they want to buy from you, all the activities are going to show up here. So the all is what it is. If the person has not paid yet, it will be in the unpaid section. If the person has paid, when the person marks the order as paid, it will go over to the paid section, and if you filed an appeal or the person filed an appeal, you see it in appeal pending. Then when everything is completed, then to go over to the completed section, and you can see in the completed section we have completed and cancelled. So any order that is cancelled, you see it in the cancelled section as well. And right next to that we have ads. Now when we come to ads, this is where we have the ads that you want to run. So if you're selling crypto or you're buying crypto, this is where it's going to show up your currently active ads, and I'll be showing you guys how to go about that. And right next to that we have our profile. So this is where you can come to look at your feedbacks, to look at your score, to look at anything that has to do with your profile. And then after that, if you're done with this advertisement side, you can just come over, click on switch to order mode, and then everything will come back to the order mode. Now you see everything has gone, and the only thing we just have here is buy and sell. But right now I just want to quickly go back to being an advertiser. All right, so you want to sell your crypto at your own price. Let's find out exactly how you would go about it. So the very first thing you want to do, even before you begin to place your ad, is look at what people are currently selling their own for. So in this case, I want to sell some Bitcoin, right? So I come over to BTC and then I go over to the buy side. You click on buy, because like I said, when you're selling, people are buying from you. So if I'm to place an ad right now, my ad will show on this side. Okay, so I look at people's prices and then I see what they are selling their crypto for, and also I also look at their trades and their completion rate as well. I make sure that the people I'm looking at, they are not scammers prices, because you know scammers always put their prices very high as well. So by taking a look at the prices now, I can see that Bitcoin's selling price, or the average that people want to sell their Bitcoin selling price, is between the range of 20,500,000 to 20,600,000. okay, and I'm sure if I keep scrolling I can see 20,700,000, 20,800,000. These people are selling for a pretty high price. Now there are two things to do when you look at this. You can decide to sell your own crypto at the highest. As you can see, there are people even selling their own for 21 million. Okay, there are even people that, if you keep scrolling, you will see people that are even selling their own for 23 million, for 24 million, right? Like I can keep scrolling right now and you can see we have a lot of people that even want to sell their own for the rate of 30 million naira. But the thing is that the more higher than what the market price is, the less likely of you to make a sale for it, except if and when the market starts getting to your price. So when the market starts getting closer to the 30 million naira price, then you can now start getting a sale. So it's totally up to you. If you want to sell it that way, it's totally fine. I'm also going to be showing you exactly how to do that as well. And here's what I do to actually ensure sale. Most of the time within a day, I've made a sale. What I do is that I look at the price that most of the top people are selling at. Okay, so you can see we have 20.4 million here, we have 20.5, okay, 20.540, 20.560, 20.570, right? What I then do is that I set my price a little bit closer to the end of the average price. Okay, so the average here is, at least at the top, is around 2,500,000 and something. So what I do is that when I want to set my own price, I don't set my own to be the cheapest. I set my own to be around, let's say in this case we have 20,548,000, so I can set my own to be 20,550,000 or 555. So you see, it's not at the top right now. It's not 20,400,000 or it's not even 20,500,000, but it's 20,555,000 in this case. So I can set my own price there so that by the time all these people over here at the top are gone, it won't be long before I also make my own sale. I hope it's clearer to you guys, because the more you carry your price to the low part over here where it starts getting expensive to like 20,600,000 or 20,650,000, it doesn't mean you're not going to make a sale. You will make a sale, but it's just that it could take longer. It depends on when you want to sell your crypto, right? If you don't mind waiting at all, then you can just wait, and then two things can happen. Somebody can either scroll to your price, or all these prices are going to be taken off the market because people are going to have bought from these guys already, or they would have increased their prices as well, and before you know it, the market will get to your price. So this could take a few days, or this could take even within a day, or it could take a week. But at least by doing that, you know that you're selling the market at your own price and you're making money. Now back to where I'm setting my price. How do you go about that now? I go over to ads, and then I click on this plus sign on the top right corner. All right, so now that we're here and what we want to do is sell, we click on sell, because on default it's always on buy, so make sure that it's sell that you click on. Now what do I have? I have BTC. I click on assets, then I click on BTC, and then what do I want to get from it? It's not dollars, it's NGN, because I want people to pay me in Naira. Okay, now in this price setting over here, we have fixed prices and then we have floating prices. Basically what these two things mean is that when you have a fixed price, remember I said what I want us to sell my Bitcoin for is for 20,555,000, right? So once I come here and put 20,555,000, then what happens is that by putting this price, no matter what happens to the market price, when Bitcoin goes up, when Bitcoin goes down, my price is going to be at 20,555,000. So it's never going to adjust with the way the price moves. But when you now put it on floating, okay, it means that now this is the current market price on Binance for Bitcoin in Naira. At least this is the price that Binance is giving to you. So when you set your price, it's going to be adjusting according to what this price is moving at. And you can see the price is at 16.5 million. Now on the right side of that, we can see the lowest order price, which means that this is the lowest that somebody on the P2P platform is selling their Bitcoin for. So it's kind of like giving you a gauge of what the market is within your country. So that's why it's showing you that price. So what we are going to be doing right now is setting our price. So basically what that means is that by setting our price to be a floating price, it means that when this price goes up, remember we said our price, we want it to be at 20,555,000, right? When the market goes up, our price is going to move from 20,555,000 to whatever the amount percentage that the price market moved up at. So it could move from 20,555,000 to 20,600,000, or to even 20,700,000 or 20,800,000. That is what happens when we set a floating price. So it's going to be moving with the way the market is moving as well, and it's going to be using this reference price. So whoever sets a floating price is always going to be moving off of this reference price. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that. In this box right here, you can see it's in percentage, which means that I am setting my price on the percentage of this. So when we put in 100%, for example, it means that our price is going to be the exact market price of Binance. So the exact market price of Binance is for 16,500,000. That means I am using 100% of the Binance market price. But in order to now go beyond that and go all the way to my 20,555,000 that I want, then what I do is that I now add to the percentage, which is like, okay, so let's say I want 110%. How much would that be? That would now be 18 million naira. So you can see I've added 10 more percent to the price, which is now 18 million naira. No, I want to get all the way to 20. So I would say 20%. That's 19.9 million naira. So you can see we are getting very close now. So if I say 122%, now we are in 20,248,000. So I'll just keep adjusting it. Now we're in 20.4. So I'm sure by the time I click on 4, we are now in 20,582,000. So you can see now that it's increasing according to the way the price is actually increasing, and it's reducing according to the way the price is actually reducing. So this is what we call a floating price. It's moving according to the live market price on Binance. All right, so if I want to get very close to the 20,555,000, I can reduce this. Now, what I do sometimes is that I can still choose to leave it just like this. As long as it's close to the 20,555,000 that I want, I can choose to leave it like that. Or if I really want to get to that price, remember, the lower your price is, the quicker you make a sale. The higher it is, the less quicker you make a sale. It's just that simple. But for the sake of this example, let's get it to 20,555,000. So I come over to 123, then I can put a point, and then I can say maybe 0.5. Okay, so now we're in 503. I can go to 0.8. Now we're in 554, but I want it to go above it just a little bit. So I can put 0.9. Okay. Now, you see, it's not exactly 20,555,000, but it's very close to it. What I found out is that when I put it exactly at my price, sometimes the market really goes below it, and then I still make a sale. Even though it's not that much of a big deal, it's always good to put it a little bit above that price, so that at least worst case scenario, sometimes the market just falls to that price before you make a sale. So what I just do is that I leave it at this. You can even put it at 124%. So this is why it's good for us to at least increase our price a little bit from our original price that we want to put it at when you have a floating price. But here's another thing as well. If the market really goes down, you could end up still making a sale for 20,500,000. And if the market increases a lot from here, you can end up making a sale for 20,600,000, 20,700,000 because the market has actually increased a lot. Alright, so for this example, I'm going to be sticking with the floating price, but it doesn't mean that because of I use floating, you need to use floating as well. You can use fixed and it will be totally fine. It works just as well. Okay, so after I'm done here, I click on next. Basically, what this total trading amount means is how many Bitcoin do you want to actually sell. So I'll now put in here the total amount of Bitcoin I want to sell from my P2P account. So I can choose to click on all. If I click on all, it will put in all the whole Bitcoin that I have on my P2P wallet, and it will put that up for sale. And depending on the crypto you want to sell, there's always a list amount required, because if I try putting in an extra 0, you can see that it doesn't work. You can try to start all the way from 0.00000 something and then see where it keeps giving you error until it stops. Okay, and in this case 0.0001 is the list that they will need for you to be able to sell your crypto. For USDT, it's actually $100. So if you have less than $100 that you want to sell in USDT, you won't be able to sell it. So our advice, you buy Bitcoin with that USDT so that you'll be able to sell it in Bitcoin. But for Ethereum and the others, I do not know. So you can do your investigation about that to find out the least amount that they need. All right, so this is the amount I want to sell. And you can see the approximate figure is for 2,051 naira. So which means that based on my price and everything, approximately I should make 2,051 naira from that sale. So over here we have the order limit. So in this case, I could say I only want to sell 2,000 naira to 2,051.08. Only somebody that has 2,000 naira to 2,051 naira I'll be able to sell to. That's basically what this order limit is. Basically, this order limit is how much do you want somebody to be able to buy from you at a time. Another thing to note is that this first figure, it matters because that's the least amount that you want somebody to be able to buy from you. So in this case, which is 2,000 naira. But this next figure, you can actually make it 5,000 naira. Obviously, I do not have that amount, and my Bitcoin currently is going to be selling for around 2,000 naira. Basically, what that just will do is that it will put this first figure of 2,000 naira and then put to whatever the approximate figure is. So it will now be 2,000 to 2,051.08 naira. Or if the market increases by another 15 naira, then it will increase to 2,000 to 2,100 naira. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what you put in here. In fact, I would say put in a higher amount than this approximate figure over here, so that especially when you're using a floating price, as the market value keeps increasing, that value as well can keep increasing. But if the market now increases all the way to 5,000 naira, then it's going to cap it at 5,000 naira, which means that I can only now sell from 2,000 naira all the way to 5,000 naira. That now means that when the person buys 2,000 naira to 5,000 naira worth of crypto from me, and the market, let's say in this place, has now increased all the way to 6,000 naira now, which means that I will still have 1,000 naira worth of Bitcoin left, because I chose to put the cap at 5,000 naira. So it's always advisable to put in this figure a little bit higher than what the approximate figure here is giving, and by doing that, the market will always put in this maximum amount for you, and you don't need to put that in yourself. Now after that, we can add payment method. So we'll click on add to add our payment method. So in this case, I want to add two of my banks for convenience for the other party. So after adding this first one, I'll come here again, add the second one, and then over here we have the payment time limit. So this is the time given to the buyer in this case to make payment to me. So in this case, I can make it 15, 30 or 45 minutes, but 15 minutes is good enough for me. You should be able to pay my money within 15 minutes. So I'm going to leave it at 15 minutes. So which means that if they do not make payment within 15 minutes, it's going to get cancelled, and then my order will be back in the market again. So after that, click on next. And then in this case, I'm going to write my terms, and it's actually optional, so you don't actually need to put it in. All right, so I've currently put in my terms and my auto reply. So this auto reply is basically just a message that's going to pop up to the buyer in the message box automatically when they place an order with me. Now over here we have counterparty conditions. All right, so these counterparty conditions, basically what it means is that you are putting in requirements that the other party needs to have met before they can do business with you. So if I should mark these right now, basically I'm trying to say I need the person to have met these conditions before they can do business with me. So if I put in like 60 days, right? Sorry, 60 days. That means the person should have registered at least 60 days ago before they can do business with me. So that means if you just registered last month, or if you just registered last week, you can't do business with me. And also the next one is the person holdings should be more than 0.01 BTC. I'm not quite sure, but I think this doesn't have to all be Bitcoin. You know, Binance usually tries to consolidate all your holdings and give you the equivalent in BTC. So I feel like that's what this is. So I'm sure it can be a makeup of Ethereum, Cardano, Bitcoin itself, whatever it is, but everything should be more than 0.01. So if let's say you pass the first requirements that I want, but then you didn't pass the second one, you won't be able to do business with me. Okay, now what is the reason for this? The reason for this is that sometimes people don't want people that are scammers or people that are not serious or don't have the capability to make payments to do business with them. And by doing this also, it reduces your chances of doing business with a lot of people. But mostly I unmark this. I don't really need any of this. But by doing both, by marking both, it definitely gives you quality people to do business with. That's for sure. If somebody comes to do business with you, that means they registered for a long time and they hold a lot of crypto, so you know that okay, this person is ready to do business. Okay, so the next option to that is online, meaning that oh, I'm online right now, or if I want to put it offline, that means I want to publish it later, so it will just be saved like in my drafts or something. But since I'm online right now, I can click on online and then I click on post. So right now it has been posted, and then you can see everything about it here. Let me just take it offline. Let me just quickly put it back online so that you guys will see what it looks like in the home screen. Okay, so go to the buy side, refresh. I should be somewhere around the top here. Okay, so you can see this is currently my ad right now. So you can see the limit I was telling you about. My limit is 2000 to 2045.65. You see, it didn't put in the 5,000 naira. And you can see my crypto amount. That is the total amount of Bitcoin I want to sell. And this is my price. And my price will be adjusting according to the price because my price is a floating price. Okay, so that is it. Let me just quickly go back and deactivate the ad. Okay, so that is it for selling. Now let's go for buying. Okay, so let's try to buy. Now before we buy, we need to do the same type of investigation we did the other time with checking the market with Bitcoin. Okay, all right, so to place a buy order, so let's say we want to get some USDT. So what we just do is we come over to the USDT to look at it, and then we go over to the sell side now because we are trying to buy some USDT, right? You do not want to go over to the buy side to look at USDT because it's the sell side that people will sell their USDT to you and you will pay them cash. But it's still also good for you to look at the buy side as well to see what people are willing to buy the USDT from you for. So you can see that, okay, the cheapest price we have here is 506.43, and then if we keep scrolling down, we can see that, okay, 506, 506, 506, 506 seems to be what the top people are selling their crypto for, their USDT in this case. And you can see that we have 506.98, 506.99, like people are really trying to stick to the 506. So you already know that, okay, in this case of buying USDT, if I wanted to sell it right after buying it, I know that, okay, the best way to do it is to sell it at the rate of highest price 507. So when I go over to the sell side, I look at the sell side, and then remember I told you guys about making sure to look at the people's rates and look at if they are scammers or not. You can see this first person right here. This price isn't the right price to look at. Look at this person, 27 trades, 1.76 completion rate, totally not somebody to do business with. So you want to scroll down so you can see 514 is what somebody, the highest person here, is buying it for. You know, when you're buying, you want to buy at the lowest price possible, and this price right now of 514 isn't the price you want to go into the market at. You can see that we have people 511, 510, 509. Okay, you know that based on the present market price, you want to put your buy order at 505 at least, or even if you put your price at 506, you want to put it at 506 on the dot so that you can sell it at 506.50. Or if you put it for 506.50, you want to sell it at 507. But the thing is that it will be really difficult for you to get somebody that wants to sell their USDT to you, because you can see how long it took us right now to get to 506. We've been scrolling all the way from the top here before we got to 506. And you can look at these guys over at the top here. They are the ones that people are going to be buying crypto from before they even get to you. But that is if you want to sell your USDT right after buying it. The alternative to doing that is buying it and waiting. Okay, so what you can do is that you can choose to buy it, but be patient. So you can choose to buy it at a price of, let's say, 510, right? Which would be, I know it's a ridiculous price, but at the rate at which the country is going, you can choose to buy it at that 510 and just hold it and keep it for a while, because you know that very soon, not long from now, if the country keeps going at this rate, the inflation rate keeps going high, you know that very soon it will get to even 600. So it doesn't really matter to you at the end of the day how much you buy it at. So for this example's sake, let's say I want to buy it for 510. So we'll come over to ads, and then we'll click on the plus sign, and then we'll leave it in buy. We'll leave the asset in USDT, and then we'll come over to NGN. So like I said, we can choose to leave it in fixed, or we can put it in floating. Now we said we want to buy it at 510, or we can put it in floating. And in that case, remember what I said about floating, it's a percentage off of Binance's price. So in this case, it will be 100 and let's say 110. Okay, that doesn't work. Now the thing about USDT is that it doesn't really move that much because it's dollar, so it doesn't move as much as the way Bitcoin does move. Okay, so you see that when we had the Bitcoin price, it was moving a lot, but when it comes to this, it doesn't really move that much. All right, so I've chosen to go with the 509.98. As you can see, 123%. It's just crazy the prices these days. Or like I said, you can even choose to buy it for a very cheap price, but chances are nobody will want to sell their USDT to you at the rate of 412 naira. So yeah, so I'm gonna leave it at this floating as well again, and when the price drops, my price is also going to drop as well, and the amount I'm going to purchase is going to drop as well. But like I said, with floating, if the price goes up as well, my amount is going to go up as well. So just for this example's sake, I'm going to click next, and then we have total trading amount, but in this case we're going to be putting how much USDT do we want to buy. And remember what I said about USDT, the minimum amount is 100. Just as much as you want to sell, you need to sell at least 100, and when you want to buy, you need to buy 100. Now see what happens if I put in 10 and go next. You see, the total amount should not be less than 100. Okay, so put in 100, and the other limit, I can actually leave the other limit this way. So if I want to buy, because I'm buying 50,000 naira worth of USDT, right? I don't want to buy from somebody who is selling 1,000 naira rate for me, because if I'm buying 50,000 naira worth, like I'll be sending to a lot of people. If I'm buying from them at rate of 1,000 naira, that's a lot of bank charges. So when you're selling this higher amount, it's good to start your limit from 5,000 naira or even 10,000 naira, but 5,000 naira is a good amount. Start it from there to your maximum amount you want to buy. All right, so I'm just going to leave it at 5,000 naira all the way to 75,000 naira, but as you know, it will automatically put that to this figure over here in my maximum amount. And then I add payment method. Okay, so in this case, I'm just going to be collecting bank transfer. Bank transfer is what I need. I do not want any other payment method. And then I click on next, and then we have the same auto reply and terms as well. And then when it comes to counterparty conditions, I can leave it as it is as well, and then I can publish my post. Okay, so once I've done that, you can now see this is my price. My limit is from 5,000 naira all the way to 75,000 naira. So I can click on done. So let's quickly take a look at if we are going to see my ad right now, and then scroll all the way to 509. Let's see. All right, so we can see this is my ad right here. So I'm buying all the way of 55,000 now all the way to 50,955. So if somebody wants to buy from me right now, this is exactly where they will see my price and sell to me. All right, so while I was making this right now, somebody actually just placed an order with me to buy from my USDT. As you can see, this is it right here. This is what I was talking about. I will have to cancel this, unfortunately, because I do not want to buy this USDT. But you can see this is the amount they will be selling to me. I'll be buying 90 USDT from them, and also at the price of 509 naira. So you can see it's currently in my unpaid section, and I will need to make the payment to this person, but you know, I actually can't, so I'll have to cancel it. And once I cancel it right now, it's gonna go over to my cancelled section. This is what they say over here. Your account will be suspended for the day if you cancel 3 times in a day. If you have already paid the seller, please do not cancel the order, but I've not paid the seller, so I'll have to cancel it. So if I say I do not want to trade anymore, and then I confirm cancellation, so as you can see, it's been cancelled. Unfortunately, I was just trying to show you guys an example, but anyways, it's still good it happens, so that I'll be able to show you guys where everything goes. And then you can see right now it's in my cancelled section right now. That was actually quick, because immediately I clicked on that part where I was going to show you guys how it worked, immediately the order came in. Alright, so that's how it works. And please guys, if you have any more questions, please let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video and would love to support this channel, ways to do that are going to be on your screen and in the description below. For more videos like this, please click on the subscribe button below and the notification bell right next to it. I release new videos every week, and you'll be the first to be notified when that happens. And don't forget to like this video and share it with people who you think need to see it as well. Thank you very much, and that's all for this video, and I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.